Good morning, brothers and sisters. Just wait probably about a minute and then I'm going to start. Today's topic is going to be about communing with nature. So if you're watching the replay, probably fast forward about 1 minute. Beautiful day today. Okay, so it's been about a minute. So welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're all having a good communing with nature and why it's important to your physical as well as mental health. I find when I get outside into the fresh air and especially into the sun that it gives me a leg up. So if I'm not feeling so well during the afternoon, and some of you may know that I have chronic Lyme disease, so with that, there's something about the sun that helps energize me, but it's not just because it's not just going to help people who have Lyme disease, it's going to help everyone because the sun is food. It is something that we rely on every day, and I think through technology as well as just society in general, we're more used to being held up in a room in front of a computer, or you might be at work in front of a computer, or you just might be inside most of the time. So when you're inside and you're not getting sun for, let's just say, like a week, 2 weeks, months sometimes, if you're not a person who just likes to go outside, that's going to affect your health. It's going to cause an adverse reaction to and cause you issues in your life, and you might not even realize it. You might say, oh, why am I tired? Why don't I feel well? Etc., etc. Well, there's something to be said about going into nature, forcing yourself to go into nature and really be one with it, I guess we can say. And there really is something to be said for it because it works. I know for me personally, if I don't get adequate amount of sun each week, I just don't feel well. If I don't get out and be among nature in general, even if it's not necessarily if the sun's out, if you're going to take a hike, you're going to just hang out by the beach, you're going to, go walk a trail, go hike a mountain, go to the park, whatever it is, just get yourself away from that city life if you're in a city, or if you're in more rural area, then find a good spot for yourself to be with nature, because I promise you it will help. There's really something about it that's magical. It can reinvigorate your entire day. I know for me, if like for instance, like I was saying, if I go to the beach and get some sun down there, I try to go, if I can, about maybe three days a week if I can, and all I know is I feel better that day, and then I'll feel better more than likely that following day for a while. But then as I don't get sun or any sort of involvement with nature, something seems to drop. There's like an energy level drop. There's a difference in my physical health as well as mental health, because I think it affects both. So it's just something to consider. Might not be for everybody, but if you work a job where you're in front of a computer and indoors, basically if you're indoors a lot, my suggestion would be try to get in the nature. Just try it out for a month. Just say, okay, after work I'm gonna go for 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk, or if on the weekend, I might go to the beach, or I might go here or there and just lounge outside on my deck, on a patio chair and just get some sun, and just try and get like 20 minutes. And another thing about the sun is if you're gonna go outside for an extended period of time in the sun, obviously skin cancer is a thing. Everybody knows that. The way to avoid it is very, very simple. What you do is you go to your local weather site. Like, for instance, I use an AccuWeather app on my phone, and it's got the hourly UV index. And basically, for me, usually the time down where I live is anywhere between, at this time of year, it's between 2 and 3. But in the fall, it'll probably be in the fall it's around 2 to 3 in the winter, but in the spring and summer it's more like 3 or 4 o'clock. So the UV index, if it's at 5 or higher, don't spend much time outside, because you're going to get burned and that can lead to skin cancer. If the UV index is like 3 or lower, or in that range, they call it moderate. You can see it'll say moderate, extreme, or mild. So you want to go in between moderate and mild. That way you're still going to get the nutrients from the sun. You're going to feel better. You could spend a lot longer at the beach or on your patio and get a lot more sun. Whereas if you go at 1 in the afternoon, 12 in the afternoon, that's when it's at its peak. So you're actually going to get burned up. So that's a tip just for, even just sunburn, because you won't get a sunburn if you go when the UV index is lower. So just keep that in mind. It's something to think about, and I appreciate you stopping by the channel today, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Much love.